right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect, Shalom, Barakathum. And the title of this lesson is going to be Watch the Euphrates. All right, watch the Euphrates. All right. And for brothers that are in the know, that understand biblical prophecy, that have been, watching the videos that are in the scriptures themselves, you'll know what I'm alluding to with the events that occurred over this weekend, which is a further development from something that happened last week, which was the Israeli military basically attacking the what do you call it? The consulate, all right, for Iran. All right, that's supposed to be a no-no. All right, now back in some decades ago, around, I want to say like the 50s, they signed something at the Vienna Convention that basically said, embassies and various consulates, they are off limits. They're as good as sovereign land in another nation. In other words, if China has an embassy over here in America, all right, it may be on American land, but that land specifically of the Salakia, man, my memory, but that land specifically of where the consulates are, where the embassies are. So like that's the word embassy. That's sovereign land, all right. And that was created by the Vienna Convention. All the nations basically agreed, like, yeah, even though we might be beefing, you may have sanctions on us or this or that, you're not to touch anybody else's land for the sake of ambassadors, man, because you're not supposed to. It's the don't shoot the messenger philosophy, right? And Israel basically said, to hell with that. All right, even though they're at odds with Iran, they're not supposed to bomb an embassy. Okay, you're not supposed to attack ambassadors. Those people are called diplomats. Okay, they're supposed to walk around as a neutral party, as liaisons, okay, to communicate information between nations, even if they're beefing, okay. And so what they did was just bomb it. All right, so that was the last week, so this was inevitable. All right, and on top of this is the third top Iranian military general that they killed, man. Okay, so you see where this is going. Not only is this guy Netanyahu wilding out about what he's doing over there in Gaza, he's starting shit with Hezbollah over there in Lebanon, and he's just doing the most, man. Anyway, this is Revelation chapter 16, verse 12, because this is gonna all tie into the Euphrates. Okay, now the Euphrates River, all right, is a giant long river that goes from roughly north to south. Really, it's like north to it's going from south to the northwest. If you know where the Red Sea is, it's east of that. All right, but then it goes all the way up into like Syria and Turkey. Okay, and so everything to the east of that river, to the west of that river, is known as the Fertile Crescent or the Levant region. I might be able to pull it up here. Hold on. It'd be kind of slow on this tablet. To give brothers a visual. All right. Now it starts in modern day Iraq. All right, which is where the ancient empire of Babylon, the original Babylonian empire, not the Neo-Babylonian. Okay, so you can see Salakia. All right. Come on, man. All right, so that's the Euphrates and Google Maps. I don't know if you can see it. All right, but basically it comes down and it goes all the way up, okay, into Syria and Turkey. All right, and what's been happening over the last several years is that the water levels have dropped supremely over the past several years, man. Now, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 12, and it says, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared." Now, what is it talking about, the kings of the east, man? What prophecy is this talking about where the kings of the east need to be prepared? Well, we'll go over to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, okay? Because this prophecy is literally jumping off the page right now, all right? As the older Malcolm would say, all right? You see where to start. I'll start at 27, all right? Because these small hats, man, they have lost the plot. They're basically telling Biden, you know, what's happening is people are starting to realize who's really in charge. You know that and Kanye had that list of the red media about all of these people that own certain things, and that was all, oh, you can't say that. They're like, you know, that's just another anti-S stereotype that you know, certain people own everything and But that was just the beginning of the expose, man. And expose is, I believe, it's French variation of the word expose. Okay, and this all came out with Kanye and Kyrie, and before that it was Nick Cannon, about who runs what. But now you're looking at senators like Lindsey Graham get up there and just get absolutely humiliated, man. And he basically showing you who's in charge. Now everybody can see who owns what, who reports to who. Because how are you this small of a nation on paper, but then you're telling the president of the United States to go pound sand, for lack of a better term? We're gonna do this anyway. We're gonna risk World War III, and you're gonna pay for it. That's basically what they're saying over there. All right. I wish I can get it. Hold on. It was a pretty name. Well, not to make this too long, but let me see if I can type it in. Let's see here. I don't know if it's gonna have it.
The senator from South Carolina has the floor.
Yeah, we'll have a very.
No, that's not it. Give me. It's recent. Let me see here.
I'm happy to welcome a good friend of mine and a great individual, Senator Lindsey Graham. Lindsey, it's good to see you again. Thank you for your consistent support at all times, and especially in these trying times.
Thank you. Well, this is my 5th visit, I think, since October the 7th. I'm here for a reason, to show support to you, my good friend, the elected leader of the state of Israel. I'm here also to take on, and I will talk about this tomorrow, a form of blood libel in 2024. That the state of Israel is using starvation as a weapon of war. That is, and I will tomorrow walk through the food that's coming into Gaza and what you're doing to make sure that people in Gaza do not starve. So Israel is
Look how you looking at him,
back
bro.
against the wall.
Look at how you looking at him.
We have your back.
I'm happy to welcome
You see that?
a friend of mine and a great friend of Israel.
Look at, when you look at the body language, you can clearly tell that this guy, Lindsey Graham, is a stooge to the guy on the right, Netanyahu. All right. So when these things are happening in the earth, and then you look at the scriptures, they're going to turn around on us, man, and say, we got to shut these guys up, because everything that they've been saying, it's coming to true, and we can't help it. And that's how prophecy works, man. You'll know what's going to happen, but you can't do anything to stop it. You know, just like when the Most High told Jonah he was going to prophesy in Nineveh. He thought he could do something to stop it, but he couldn't. You know, he got brought back and he ended up, you know, doing what he was supposed to do to begin with. You see? So the scriptures are completely on point when it says the least of the flock shall draw them out. But to go back to the Revelation point I made about the Euphrates drying up and what that prophecy was alluding to, there's here, 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. Okay, so the whole earth is going to be going through it. Okay? It says, for the Most High shall not deliver you because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Okay? So the dragons of Arabia, who are those? Those are the Ishmaelites and the Elamites between all the way from Afghanistan to Iran to Iraq to Saudi Arabia, all right, to Jordan, the Palestinians. All of these nations are considered the Middle East, so to speak. All right, now we know Iran is going to be at the forefront of these, but there's going to be other nations as well too. Okay, it says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, meaning they're going to be moving. Okay, that means they're not going to have any obstructions of crossing what? The Euphrates River. Because when you look at them, Iraq is on the east side of the Euphrates River. Iran is on the east side of the Euphrates River. Okay, and so is Afghanistan. But you have different groups and caliphates that are all spread out through that part of the land. Okay, it says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. So the Carmanians are the ancient Persians, man. Okay, Carmania is a province in the ancient Persian Empire. Okay, it says, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, and they shall fear and tremble. Salakia read that. It says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay, so there's going to be other nations that's going to rise up and get busy, man. Okay, and I believe a lot of those Syrians are going to rise up. I think Turkey's going to flip, because now the cat is out of the bag. The embassies are now fair game now. That they set that precedent, man, that you can just kill innocents. They started with Gaza. Now they're just like, well, it don't matter if you send a diplomat or not. If he's with you, we're gonna put him down. All right, that shows you Esau's the original gangster, man. He's the original hoodlum. Okay, that where you from type of spirit that Jake got on him. You know, if you a op, he don't care what you doing. You visiting your mama, he don't give a damn. Okay, that's this nigga right here, man. All right, but that this is all beautiful, man. This is why the Euphrates is drying up. These are the kings of the east that the way is being made for, and the Most High charged an angel with doing that specifically, man. So this is a very heavy thing that's happening. This is why we know these eclipses are not coincidences, man. That this is happening after the eclipse. We've gone into a new time period, a new phase into prophecy coming to pass. Okay, now there aren't really any more major celestial events. You got several eclipses coming up, but there isn't any major like that. So that means this is about to be a huge step up into the geopolitical tensions, into the economic distress of everybody in these different nations. Everybody's mental health. People are going to be more confused. People are going to be more on edge. They're going to be more irritable. Okay? And they're going to be more in the market of seeking a solution, and Esau is going to have it ready for you. Okay? And that's in Revelation 13. All right? And it says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand. All right? So when Iran joins this joint, man, it says the dragons are going to have the upper hand. Okay? Remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, man. So those people over there in the land are not the holy people. This would not be going on if they were the chosen people, but they're not. Okay, so what do you have? Perpetual war. They're praying the Iron Dome holds up, which is not. And that attack that Iran responded to, that wasn't a real attack, man. Okay? That attack they did was a warning. They had to respond because you killed one of their diplomats. You killed one of their generals. You attacked an embassy protected under the Vienna Convention. Okay, so they had to respond so their own people don't rebel against them. You got to remember, man, those Iranians, you got a lot of those military generals. They've been wanting to put hands on them, man. They're on the third general getting put out now. So if the government of Iran doesn't do anything, they're going to have a problem with their own people. You see? So now they've sent these things. They gave them hours and hours and hours to respond. Those drones were flying slow. They knew hours ahead of time that they were coming over Israel. So Israel basically could easily shoot them down. But it's just to let you know, like, hey, listen, we'll do something. All right. But we've crossed the Rubicon, so to speak. There's a saying, you know, in the ancient world. Julius Caesar is famous for crossing the Rubicon. The Rubicon is symbolic for the Roman Empire expanding, because beyond the Rubicon, you know, it was basically no longer Roman land. And so when Julius Caesar went off, that was basically him saying, this is basically a point of no return. We're going to go out and conquer everybody, you know. So they've crossed the Rubicon, proverbially speaking, you know. And there really is no going back, man. The world is never going to be the same. Nobody's going to look at these small hats the same. Europe is never going to be the same after what they did in Ukraine. Geopolitical sides is never going to be the same. They're never going to be looking at America versus as a more viable option than BRICS because of what they're doing with money, with the US dollar, with sanctions. All right? All of these things you got to put together in your mind to watch. Okay? Because it's going to come as a thief in the night to most people. One minute they're going to be going to the Chiefs game, and the next minute they're in a line to be drafted. To these people, all right? It says, let me see here. Yeah, verse 32 says, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them. All right. And in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Now, how many prophecies do you know outside of the scriptures that tell you the breakdown of it? It's telling you Israel's going to get siege from the north, man. Okay? That's where the land of Assyria is. It's Syria, modern day Syria, Lebanon, all the way up into Turkey to the east, you know, north and northeast. All right? It's telling you how it's going to go down. Okay? They're going to get sieged. The same thing that they're doing to those Gazans, they're going to get done to them. Okay? Because they're starving those people out, man. And now he tried to say that they weren't. That's absolutely untrue. You saw Lindsey Graham talking about, we're going to prove that you guys aren't doing that, right? And then I was like, look, man, just say the thing I told you to say, man. You could just see the energy on how you're looking at them. Just say what I told you to say. We innocent, and that's it. All right? And go ahead and cut that check. You see, so it's showing you who's in charge here, man. All right? This is why we watch. Okay? I'm going to keep going, actually, on this. Verse 35, they shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. All right. It says, and dung of men unto the camel's hole, and there shall be a great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth. And they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. All right. So this is going to scare everybody, man. Everybody's going to know what time it is. It's going to be military commercials, be all you can be. You know, we got to do something. Look at the babies dying. They're going to bring out everything, man. All right. And it's still not going to be enough. Then eventually Esau going to be like, look, you want to eat or not, nigga? Then hop your ass on this Humvee. All right. And be at basic training. That's where things are going. All right. Now to round this off, we'll end it because we know what it says in Jeremiah. All right. In Jeremiah 50 and 45, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Jehovah that he hath taken against Babylon. All right. And his purposes that he purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Okay. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay. Now in Jeremiah 49, it's the same prophecy, but look at what they get called. It says, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Jehovah, he hath taken against Edom. So it's showing you he had taken against Babylon and he had taken against Edom. All right. And his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. So it went from the Babylonians and the Chaldeans that he's going against to Edom and Teman. Okay. Then it says that he had purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So that shows you that the Babylonians, spiritually speaking, are the same as the Edomites. All right, it's the same nation. They're reborn. This is why all of these Babylonian customs are still going, because it's just a recycled version of it, man. All right. Now, if you have ears to hear, you understand. And if not, you're probably gonna think this is just a bump in the road and things are not gonna get worse. They're gonna sign a treaty or have a ceasefire, and that may happen. But what also is gonna happen is these prophecies. Okay, you can always say there's gonna be a ceasefire, predict that. Okay, that don't mean World War III ain't gonna break out, and it don't mean it ain't gonna break out very soon. Okay, it's also written that when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come. So it's actually probably likely that a treaty or something will go down just to pacify people. But what will happen are these prophecies, man. The dragons of the east, the kings of the east, and the dragons of Arabia will get down over there in the Holy Land. All right, you can bet that that whole region is going to get a rude awakening, man. All right. So I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rachakodah Shalom. Kwam Yasharallah.